A very good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm awesome. I'm awesome.
How's
Tell
your
me.
quarantine?
Sorry.
How's your quarantine going?
Uh, Trying to be productive and trying to avoid Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hotstar.
Oh, great.
This is what I'm trying to do.
Okay. All right. So again, a very good evening to everyone who's going to watch this interview. Myself, PP Shreyas. I'm a social entrepreneur from Chennai, and my hobby and passion is to connect with different professionals, entrepreneurs, chefs, and artists to share well-being within each other and hear out their experiences. And today's evening, we have with us Mr. Bhavik Mehta. So a warm welcome to my show, sir. And thanks for making
Hi,
time in
thanks.
your busy
Thanks.
schedule to be a part of this. So, for everyone, I'm going to give you a short bio about who is Bhavik Mehta. He's a professional in the field of creative branding and designing solutions for both franchises and startups. He is currently providing branding solutions as a brand chief of Thinking Birds and their clients. From being a marketing professor of the branding consultant to over 75 plus national and international brands, he holds an experience close to 11 years. Bhavik Mehta has also played a vital role in roping artists of different genres together and motivating them to commercialize their art by giving them a broader perspective for building the careers out of their art. Last but not the least, his progressive and positive vision has added a charm to Thinking Birds. Apart from that, Sir is believes in two things: eat, sleep, work, repeat. ESWR. That is his favorite motto of his, which is known as Bhavik Mehta as a brand by himself. So thank you so much, sir. So with further delays, I'm not going to go on a little bit more, but I'm going to share a screen on everyone to know about his profile. So here this is his profile, everyone. So if you just go to Instagram and you can search I am Bhavik Mehta, you can get to know about his profile. And here he is, not only with business, but also has a lot of motivation with interacting with new people, food, and then traveling. That is one of his great hobbies in life. And when you can go and check about Thinking Birds, this is their website, Thinking Birds. And if you just log into it, you can find out about them, what they do. Their solution that they clearly define strategies into branding. And as I told you, it was being started in 2013. And Sir works as a brand chief officer over there. And they have many people and partners out there being connected with them. So thank you so much, sir. We're going to start off with today's topic as the head tips for startups in our country. So to move on with the very first question, sir, how do we see business coming into agencies like branding and social media today?
See, honestly, it's a very tough time for not just agencies, but every sector, every branch of business, because uh, we cannot say that as an agency we are struggling. It's just that uh, our clients are basically struggling so hard that we just come out as a rescue point for them. And I think it's a very great opportunity even for agencies like us at this point of time, where uh, they need to challenge themselves so strong that even during the pandemic, if 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 not business they can give to their customers, but uh, even if they are able to help them market or create that brand positioning during this lockdown, or maybe before this pandemic gets over, that can be a huge help for their customers. So I feel all the agencies, mid-level, top level, they are all focusing at the moment in keeping their clients intact and trying to help them. And this is what I feel, that as an agency it's our duty
Absolutely, sir.
to help our customers rather than focusing on what business and what numbers we can achieve.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much for the answer. It was quite enlightening. Moving on to the very next question. How do you see an agency and a customer relationship, which is known as a CRM, during the pandemic and after post lockdown?
See, I can not give you a very clear idea, or maybe I can just share what we are practicing at Thinkin'Birds.
Okay.
So from the time it was announced that there is going to be lockdown and all the businesses are going to get shut, so we announced, we mailed all our clients, got on call with them, and we shared with them that it is okay that if business is going to be this tough, and maybe we even don't know when it is going to get over. But for the first initial 3 months during this lockdown, we are ready to work for you. Maybe not with the prospect of current business, but in terms of future conceptualizations and creating amazing campaigns, yes, we can work. So there were a lot of hospitality clients who were not working and who were not operational in terms of business. They were not delivering, there were no dine-in. So what we did was we did a miss you campaign for all our hospitality clients,
Okay.
and it went very strong and viral, where a lot of customers could see their pictures, they could see their fun time before the lockdown, before the pandemic. And that is where people connected and talked about a particular brand. And that's what a brand needs, I guess, at this point of time, that if not business, they should be discussed. So
Ab-
we need some action to go onto social media. So we also did a few challenges, like flip the bottle challenge we did. So you can stay at home, do some flips, and every participant got voucher worth 2000 from all the brands, which they can redeem for the dine-in post COVID. So do you understand that there are a lot of good customer base that follow a particular brand, but which, they keep messaging these brands that we miss you, we miss you. So why not create a campaign out of it? If they miss us, we have something for you. So
ex-
maybe not now, but later. So the idea is to basically create the right amount of brand positioning at this point of time for a client of yours as an agency. This is your job to create, uh, engagement is your job without investing a single rupee. So you cannot ask your brands to plug in a lot of funds to create marketing, because it would be more of just pushing in money for no returns. I'll give you one beautiful example here, which basically Lifebuoy had done uh, during this lockdown. In the second week, I guess,
okay.
they had a newspaper advertisement and hoardings, and even onto the digital platforms they had mentioned that it is okay if you don't have Lifebuoy at home. Use any soap, but just stay safe. So do you
Absolutely.
understand? Such a beautiful message they are trying to pass on. And this is what creates, brand positioning. They
Right.
did not sell their product, right? They just conveyed in a very beautiful fashion that it is okay that you
Right.
don't have Lifebuoy. Use any soap, but stay safe. So
Absolutely
this is what the job of an agency is at this point of time.
true.
Let's see post COVID what happens. It has to be a lot of capital intensive opening for a lot of businesses, because the moment they start their business, from the first day itself, they'll have a lot of capital to push in.
True.
So it is going to be tough, definitely. It's not that easy, but as an agency you have to be creative, you have to be smart enough to get your customers, get the right amount of leverage at this point of time.
Absolutely, sir. Very much true. So the third question: how do you see affiliate marketing, popularly known as influencing marketing, today?
So it's been a very long time that this concept of affiliate marketing has been executed. It is just that this term got popular now,
Right.
and it is a very interesting term where a lot of celebrities are there, a lot of bloggers are there who are working on some really good concepts and are popular. So it's time for the brands now to get associated with them, irrespective that they go through an agency. It is okay even if they don't go through an agency. If they have a startup, they can just go, to a blogger, mail them the entire concept, and if they like the concept, maybe they'll work. right? So people are usually afraid, I guess, or maybe concerned as a startup that they don't have much funds to, push in for marketing, and they are very tight on budgets. But I feel, and now say for example, that when I started, I almost mailed 200 people approximately, that if you can work on a concept with me which can help me as an agency and you as a creator, and we both can come out with a very interesting concept. So I guess out of the 200 mails, 12 people replied. They loved the concept. So it's about approaching. Most of the times, these brands, I guess, feel reluctant, or these startups get reluctant onto approaching. They don't know how to approach. So I feel they need to focus on, if they want to do affiliate marketing, it's a very finest thing you can do, which is, even cheaper in terms of reach, compare if compared to billboards and hoardings at a prime location in your city. So I guess with a combination of 10 odd bloggers from different fields, you can easily get a reach of somewhere around 10 lakh people directly.
Yes.
So it's a very nice concept, which I think you should collaborate with influencers and bloggers, but with a concept. So if you want them to plug in with you and collaborate with you for free, you need to have a good concept. So I feel the concept is what gets missed out. And that's why bloggers are also okay if the concept is not good, but they get paid, so they want to work. So how about a brand coming in with a concept where it's a win-win campaign for both of them, say for the blogger and the brand as well, that gives a popularity to them. So I
Absolutely.
think this is the way you need to approach as a
True.
startup.
Very much true, sir. That's something very, very important, and that is the one way that we can progress with it. Sir, this is one of the most important questions. Today, it is not only for brands, but people who have many queries with this. They want to get connected for gaining popularity and for a bigger outreach to people. And that is when they contact agencies, which they make a very big
Correct.
mistake today. So there's something where they want to get connected with bloggers. So what is your opinion on this, and how should people go with it?
So it's not a mistake to get in touch with an agency or a media house to get associated with influencers, but there is a way. Now, say for example, if they have this capacity to work through an agency would definitely give a better plan, better reach, better collaborations. But this point, I guess, is for the people who don't have, the right amount of budget. So people who can afford an agency, they should definitely go for an agency, because agency would put in everything to make a campaign go viral, or maybe to create the right amount of reach against the kind of investment a company does with them. But if you don't have that investment, like I said in the earlier question, it's there is a way to approach, and that way is just the concept or the idea. Now, say for example, uh, if you get a call from, say, Pepsi, that you need to do a flip with my bottle, and
Absolutely.
we'll give you a YouTube mention. Uh, and if it's really amazing, there is a chance where on a reach of, say, 10 lakh views, we can give you 10 lakh cash reward. So
Absolutely.
this sounds interesting, right? You won't be interested in abhi mujhe kya mil raha hai. You would be interested in that. Let's make this campaign look very interesting, create amazing content, amazing video, and maybe I want to target that 10 lakh amount. So it's the idea that works. And maybe if you don't put in money, and still I'll tell you that there are a lot of campaigns that go viral, and that just doesn't benefit the brand, but even the blogger or influencer who is associated. So it's the idea is the campaign. Correct. Now I'll give you one more example, which where the brand and likewise the blogger also, or the influencer also, gets popular. Now if you are a celebrity influencer, you have good number of engagement and followers onto your page, you have good reach. And if I tell you that if people use your code, they get a, burger for just rupees 10, any burger for just rupees 10. So do you understand? Now
Yes.
this creates not just a good virality or business for me as a brand, but it also creates a great engagement for you. Now, if a follower of yours participates in this contest and wants to have a burger for rupees 10, he'll definitely go and tell his 10 friends. And that's how your name also gets popular. That Shreyas is someone you need to tag on their social media and even use the code while delivering the order. So do you understand that the kind of leverage and market that you as a blogger also get is
Absolutely.
what the startups miss? They don't have real interesting campaigns. So they need to put in, I guess, 99% of the concept or the efforts onto a campaign and 1% into connecting with the bloggers and influencers.
Absolutely. Right. Sir, can you please suggest some, can you please like mention some strategies to create viral campaigns
Mhm.
on different social media platforms?
Okay. So see, I'll tell you, there are a few, 2 or 3 points which I always keep in mind while creating campaigns which can go viral. Uh, First thing is that you always have to think of the recipient.
Right.
And when you think of the recipient, the point two should be the executional ease. If the campaign you have made, which is interesting because you have kept in mind the recipient, but if the execution is lengthy, the campaign will die. So you have to make sure that the recipient would like it. And second is the execution is very easy. If these two things are in place, your campaign goes viral. I'll give you one example that we worked for a sandwich brand, I guess last year. It was their opening and we had, it was their 11th store, basically 11th store opening it had. And we, uh, as an inaugural part, we sold, we had this offer for the first day that any sandwich you order, that would be for rupees 11 because it is the 11th store.
True.
And we just had a collaboration with two bloggers.
Okay.
But the campaign was so interesting that every teenager wants to have interesting burgers and sandwiches, and that brand was any which was very popular. So we got collaborated with two bloggers, and these two bloggers just mentioned with a few stories that it is a very uh, amazing offer that this particular brand is pushing further on their 11th store opening, where you get the sandwich panino for just rupees 11. You won't believe the store opened at 11 and there was a queue from morning uh,
Okay.
10:15, and uh, they had this capacity to have 2000 sandwiches ready, that they were expecting this kind of a number, but which was sold by the first half itself, and they had to close it. So the campaign goes viral, provided you have to make sure what the recipient would want and what they basically have to do to get a product for free or at a particular offer. So
Absolutely.
recipient and the execution, these are the only two things which are important. And again, if you don't have money, so this is something that would work. Second is WhatsApp broadcasting is a very good concept.
Absolutely.
So I guess uh, if you have a team of say internal team of say 100 people uh, in the company, and organically if you want to reach, you can put in your content and ask these 100 people to broadcast it to a list of 256 people, which is basically the capacity of one broadcast list. So in one broadcast list, if 256 people are there and it is broadcasted by 100 people, in one go, it reaches to 25,600 people
Absolutely. That's
in the
true.
first day itself. So, and again, if the kind of content that is pushed in through the broadcast, and if that is very interesting, can you imagine what kind of uh, reach it would have and virality it can bring?
Very much true,
So
sir.
this is the very, very cheap way, or the easiest way as
Just
well
need to go
at the
with it.
same time.
You can call it as a jugaad,
Yes.
probably.
Yes, yes, jugaad, of course. So as a startup, you always thrive or basically survive on jugaad. There is
That's
no other way.
correct.
Because I feel that if you start a business putting in a lot of money, then you're not doing business, I guess.
Right.
So you always start with, with a thought in mind that you have to have a zero investment business in mind. So if you ask me that how did I start, so I had very uh, clear thought in mind that I don't have money, but I want to do something of my own. So I started teaching, which is zero investment. You don't need anything for teaching,
Right.
right? But your knowledge, but your brains,
Yes.
your concepts, your case
Absolutely.
studies, that combined gives you a lot of power, right? So
Yes.
this is first business which I did, that was zero investment, though basically it is considered to be a service, not business, but it's business,
True, sir. Very
right?
much.
Second, when we entered into this agency concept, where we were doing branding. So when people were approaching me being a marketing teacher, I had this idea that if you want me to do something for you as a concept, I can share with you. But if you want me to execute, buy me two computers, I'll do it for you. Don't
Right.
pay me anything. But two computers can basically get my agency started. And
True.
that's how actually we worked on. That
Right.
my first client got me two computers. And
Okay.
that was the only fees. But I worked for him for 1 year, everything for free. So
Absolutely.
it was not free, but against that, I got two machines which can get me more business.
Absolutely, sir. That's very much true, and something great to hear. This is the way we can go about with it. Sir, I want you to suggest few tips, okay, for
Uh,
zero investment market planning for startups to reach organical today.
so if you combine the kind of questions we had earlier, that one is have very interesting campaigns and associate them with bloggers who want to, who believe in your concept, associate only with them. Second, infuse that same campaign, same concept through WhatsApp broadcasting,
Okay.
correct? If you combine these two itself can give you a immediate reach of, I guess, a lakh, very, very easy. And it is honestly very easy, provided you have the intention to use it wisely.
Yes.
You cannot have a, you know, thumb rule for anything. You always need to have the thumb rule as efforts. If you have efforts, if you take efforts, you grow.
True. True. Very much true, sir. Sahi hai. Sir, one more important question.
Uh-huh.
Today we are having this university
Uh-huh.
students. They're coming up with a lot of creative thinking and everything. So when we say that
Okay.
people are coming with many many projects, okay. Now after
Uh-huh.
post lockdown, how do you think MH Hardy is going to support for these incubation projects at a large scale?
See, honestly, just a moment.
Yeah, sure, sir. Sure, please.
Yes. So, uh, see, it's not about a government body or private body helping you for your incubation or giving you seed funding. What I have realized through the kind of startups I work with and the kind of clientele I have, it's
Yeah.
always not just the idea that gets the amount of, attention by the investors or incubation centers. It's basically the passion of the guy who drives it. So
Yes.
people don't invest on the idea, honestly. They invest on the owner or the founder, seeing the kind of, energy they have. Because what if the idea fails? The investor is not going to say anything, because that is his risk, because it is the kind of gamble that gets into startups. So I
True.
feel, uh, as a startup, I guess, start anything, and even if you want to approach these investors and incubation centers, I guess you need to have that energy to
Convince them.
work on your idea so passionately that I guess, and those are basically the initial days, till the time you have the right management and the right flow of finance in place. The
True.
initial thing that is needed is eat, sleep, and drink work. That's the only formula.
True.
So for the initial maybe 2 years, 3 years, this is the kind of routine you need to have, provided you don't disturb your eating habits. You have to have your food on time, or else whatever energy you put in, that would go
It
to
goes for a
drains.
win, you say. Right.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sir, I think
So,
we come to
so
the yes. So as we come to the end of the interview, and since we told
mhm.
this interview is going to be very short in Chris, I have a very important query. You can take it as a doubt. Today, they say that
Okay,
people who do startups and fail are the professionals in this field, because if I want to do a startup today, I can learn from them on what mistakes went. So, what is your opinion on it?
correct. No, no, I believe this strongly here. I believe this very strongly. Like earlier when I started, I wanted to do everything as an agency, whether it is production, whether it is shoots, whether it is graphic designing, animation. I wanted to do everything, but with the time I realized that you cannot do everything.
Very much.
So in startups, you commit a lot of mistakes, you lose a lot of money, and that's when you realize. And with startups, this is a very interesting fact that comes in place, that they learn only when they put in money. Without putting money, they don't want to learn. Rather, I feel.
That's true, sir.
So the moment they lose money, their confidence goes to next level. Now they know they are the Wikipedia, or maybe the guru of that
Very
particular sector.
right, right, sir. Okay, sir.
So
So
if you ask me that how much I have learned, I would say I have learned or gained knowledge worth 70 lakhs. Or rather, you can say the other way around, that is the kind of goof up I've made in
right.
life.
Absolutely, sir. Very much true. And when I hear of the Jugaad from you, this brings about a very big inspiration. And one more thing to everyone who's going to watch this, sir, I would like to say something. When I saw your Instagram
Uh-huh.
DP, it finds a lot of catchy. More than the brands that you make it catchy, your DP makes it more catchy. You say Bhavik Mehta, and then this which is being made. It's so good. In fact, I like to get it done for myself also. Thanks on that.
Sure.
Right. Okay, so thank you so much for making your time for this interview again, sir. I hope we had a great conversation this eve, and hopefully people
Of course.
benefit
Thank you.
this after
Mhm.
post lockdown for their startups and take these strategies very effectively. Thank you so much, sir, for being a part of this.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting, Shreyas. It was amazing.
Thank you so
Definitely.
much.